Yo, guys, what is going on? It has been ages since I have sat down in front of a microphone and talked and made a commentary. It's actually been a while since I've been like super active on YouTube. I'm gonna lean more into that here in a little bit, but today I wanted to talk about Battlefield, and from the title of this video, you could probably have guessed it, but we're gonna be talking about Battlefield versus COD, or like my initial thoughts on Battlefield and like why as a COD player, I'm from like a real like from back in the day COD player, all the way going back to MW2 is where I started, but I've went back and played the older ones as well. Why Battlefield has kind of like won me over, and it might just be my old age as I get older. Like I said, I've started from MW2, and that was years and years and years ago, into now. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me turning into an old head or a battle dad, as they call it. But I wanted to talk about like why Battlefield has won me over. Like just go over some like things that I like in comparison and like initial thoughts now that it's been out for a couple weeks. And this is pre-season 1 of Battlefield 2, so the game is still base. It's still raw. But I just wanted to get into it and like share my thoughts and just kind of get out and be able to do this again in front of a mic and hopefully just have some fun while doing it. So, yeah, like I said, been playing COD for MW2, like I said, but I played COD 4, World at War. I even think, actually, I take that back. I played the ones on, we used to have a GameCube growing up, and I played the campaigns of like the Big Red one and like Call of Duty 2 and stuff like that. So I have played, I have started Call of Duty since like the very beginning, actually. And for Battlefield, really, I have watched like my older brother at one point in time play Battlefield 3 and maybe a little bit of 4 at the time, but I wasn't into it back then. So like I've tried to play Battlefield 1, didn't stick around for it. Battlefield 5, played a little bit of that one, didn't really stick around for it. And then Battlefield 2042, I played for like the first month or so, didn't stick around for that one either. But this one is hitting so different. The hype around this game was so real, and I find myself like wanting to play this game. And those other Battlefields, I only had like one or two friends into it, didn't play at the time, and we're gonna get into like partying up in comparison to COD and Battlefield and how bunch of a difference that actually makes. But maybe that's part of the reason I didn't stick around that long. But this game feels great. I am enjoying every moment of it. But before we dive deeper into that sort of stuff, that is my experience with it. But right off the bat, just talking about Battlefield 6, everything is so smooth. I have enjoyed every second playing this game. I've been playing it solo. I've been playing with friends. I haven't really jumped around into very many different game modes. I've played Conquest like 9% of the time. I haven't touched Campaign. But I also don't play COD Campaign, so that's not really a factor in anything. More of a multiplayer person. But yeah. Been playing Conquest, played some Squad Deathmatch a little bit, and we've tried some of the other modes. And when I did play the older Battlefield games, I found myself enjoying playing Rush a lot, which is weird that I haven't really jumped into it. I've also played around with the like custom search feature, and I know it's a huge thing in the Battlefield community, and I am still very green to this brand of game or this community, whatever you want to call it. I'm still pretty green to it. So take that with a grain of salt, because, like I said before, transitioning from COD into Battlefield, I feel like is what I'm gravitating towards here with this game's release. It's just, every day it's just like winning me over when I hop on or like when I'm thinking about it. And the stuff that COD is doing is like turning me off, and the stuff they have been doing for a while is just turning me off, and I just feel like that's dying. And this is definitely, the hype was and is real for this game. But yeah, so far, this game has gotten 2 thumbs up for me. It has been a great time to play. Gameplay and game mode wise, for COD, I just feel like it's getting so stale. I know you know what you're getting with COD. most of the time. They try and introduce some new game modes here and there. You know, they're hit or miss. They may stick around. They may not. They do a lot of LTMs. Real quick, though, kind of on topic, kind of not. I honestly think that Warzone killed traditional Call of Duty in a big way, and that could be another topic, but I think that is part of what is hindering it. But with COD, you know what you're getting. You're getting your campaign, and then you're getting your secondary mode, which, you know, used to be Spec Ops, but nowadays, everything is zombies. And I'm not saying it's overdone, but it's so oversaturated now that we're not getting the good quality of zombies that we used to get, and that is one of the main things that I look for in Call of Duty. And with this new game, and with the release cycle and how everything is going about, like, it just feels like a DLC. Like, we've got MW2 and then MW3 back-to-back. It felt like a DLC. It felt like a $70 add-on. When people say that, it actually is true. The game looks and plays the exact same. And for BO6 and BO7, it looks the exact same. Like, I loved playing zombies in BO6, but seeing the trailer and seeing reactions, I didn't play the beta for Battlefield, and I didn't play the beta for Call of Duty. But seeing, like, the zombie gameplay on YouTube and, like, people talk about it and reading about it, like, I can't get excited because it doesn't look that good and it doesn't look fun. And I know I said that I like the BO6 zombies, but the story, like, ever since, like, BO3 for zombies just hasn't been there. But strictly speaking, on the multiplayer for Call of Duty, it is so, and we're going to get into this a little later, but it is so rinse and repeat. It is so, I don't know, brain dead boring. And nowadays, I'm speaking from an older head perspective, but like going into these other CODs, when they introduce skill-based matchmaking, I don't want to grind and try my hardest to ever game. And in Battlefield, I feel like I don't care about stats. I don't care about, and I do joke about it when I play them, like, oh, I got to get my KD up, because it's not great. But in Battlefield, you get to have these cool moments where you tell your buddies, hey, we're getting RPGs, and we're going to bum rush this tank. It's just fun to do. You can turn it off a little bit of your mind and just go do you. And like Battlefield is more so, I think of it like a sandbox playground type deal where you just go do stupid shit, go have fun. And in Call of Duty, like every multiplayer game, it's just people trying, camping corners. In this game, yeah, there's people that camp. There's people that run in the middle of the street. There's people that are flying helicopters over your head, and a lot of the times your teammates just crash to the ground. That's me. I'm one of the teammates. But you get my point. Battlefield is just such a fun experience. There's way more people to have fun with and to just try new things, and it's not such a sweat fest. And Call of Duty is seeing that. I don't know if it was just Battlefield 6 or what the deal is, or I guess we kind of have to wait and see because this is also pre-BO7 release. But once Treyarch announced that they were removing skill-based matchmaking and they're finally going to listen to the community, like the Call of Duty community has complained and complained and complained forever. And I'm seeing this all over Twitter and Facebook and TikToks where Battlefield has listened to their community. Battlefield has given them what they've asked for, what they want. Call of Duty has very been me, where's the money? And again, I'm new to Battlefield. I don't know exactly how it is, you know, coming into the future with like microtransactions or anything like that. I am way familiar with Call of Duty side as compared to Battlefield, so please correct me if I'm wrong, or tell me your thoughts and opinions about Battlefield 6 or about the discussion on what you think what the verses between the two are. But Call of Duty has been so focused on the wrong things that they haven't given back to the player base, I feel like. And like so far, reading everyone else's thoughts that have been playing Battlefield for a long time, it seems like Battlefield and their devs have done that, whereas Call of Duty, like, I think they're finally starting to realize, like, oh, this is real competition. This is a real threat. Maybe we should start listening. So they're taking away skill-based matchmaking, and they're putting a little bit more focus. And I can't even remember all the other things. I probably should have debriefed and refreshed myself on it. But they're trying to give players what they want. And where has that been? Like, the question at hand is it too late? And, I mean, I guess time will tell, but Battlefield seems to be doing a lot of things right off the rip. whereas Call of Duty, I feel like, is now trying to play catch up, and hopefully Battlefield stays with a strong momentum moving forward. But going back to like the gameplay and the feel of it, straight up, Battlefield looks amazing, plays great. Call of Duty a lot of times at launch is buggy, and I know Battlefield has their bugs and glitches too. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I feel like a lot of times when I play Call of Duty, launches are pretty rough in terms of like connection and just buggy stuff or overpowered stuff. It's not fully balanced all the way, and nothing ever is. No game is perfect, and Battlefield has that too. But I just feel like Call of Duty has a lot of tweaking it can do, because this game just from the get-go just felt so good and so refreshing. And maybe it's new game syndrome too, where it's just something new and fresh for me, and that could be a very big case. And I understand all of that and all those points completely, but that's just my initial thoughts on it. But let's get into like what I feel like gameplay wise and like maps and stuff like that. So as I discussed earlier, playing with friends on either game makes your experience like 10 times better. I'm not arguing that. All as I'm saying is that I could play COD solo, and this is kind of more, I don't know if you would say more a COD win or not. I could play COD solo a lot longer than I could Battlefield. I still play, I just take my headphones off and play the sound through the TV and kind of kick back and relax a little bit. It's fun, it's exciting, it's whatever, but when you play with friends on Battlefield, it takes your experience to a whole new level. It's funner than playing COD with friends. It's funner to me than Zombie with friends. I mean, it might be pretty close to Zombies, actually. I take that back. I mean, it's probably pretty close, but Battlefield with friends just hits different. Like I said before, I mean, when you go and do stupid stuff, or you guys have a mission, or you're trying to be top squad, or you guys are just trying out dumb shit, like, you don't get that in Call of Duty, especially with, again, I haven't really played a lot of the smaller modes in Battlefield, but I feel like it would be about the same. But these big games, like, there are so many people where you and your friends really could go mess around, still win, or you could just be like dive straight into it and make a huge impact. But Battlefield, and I've seen so many TikToks about it, and it's been everywhere, where Battlefield, like the caption is Battlefield is cinema, or Battlefield just feels like a movie. Like, when there's planes crashing around you and there's tanks blowing shit up and the buildings are falling down, like, you don't get that anywhere else. And it really is, like, I feel like it is a movie. And when you're experiencing that with your buddies, having a laugh and just mid-conversation or kicking back and relaxing, like, gaming that's at its peak. It doesn't get any better than that. So Battlefield playing with friends is, like, hands down, to me, is what has turned me on to this, because I've played solo a little bit, like I said, but I've been playing a lot with friends, and like, it's hard to get off and like go get sleep before work and stuff like that. Like, that like kid in me is like coming back a little bit. Me, like, I am actually having fun playing the game right now. And Call of Duty, like, for example, I'll just use the last Call of Duty as an example. I hit max prestige 10 or whatever it was in BO6 before middle of December, so like really quick when the game released, and that might be part of why I got burnt out. But I really didn't find myself picking it up again and going back to play it. I came back for the new zombie map releases and the Easter eggs, like that, period. Like, that's it. That was my my Black Ops 6 like experience. And with this game, there is so much to do, and I haven't even looked into like leveling stuff up or unlocking stuff or like the progression system at all. But I saw something that it said players that are coming to Battlefield are used to Call of Duty, so they say everything takes too long to level up, and they compared it to being like a sprint versus a marathon, where Call of Duty's a sprint, get all your camos, get all your attachments, like boom, 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 done. Whereas Battlefield, it's going to take time. It's going to be a grind, because Battlefield isn't released every year like COD. And players, I think, need to realize that and really kind of like open my perspective a little bit when thinking about it. Like, yeah, that does make sense. Like, you want this game to last more than a year, and it kind of spreads itself out that way. It kind of slows the progression down and stuff like that. But I haven't even looked into it Whereas COD, like, progression and all that stuff was one of my main focus, or it used to be when I was playing multiplayer. And maybe that's why I got burnt out on it, but in Battlefield, I haven't even done that. I have just been playing with what I want to play with, how I like to play it. And again, this could be me getting older too and not having like all the time in the world like I used to be able to do these things. But I've had a fun time just getting on, hopping in, blowing stuff up, sniping a little bit, getting an RPG out, stuff like that. Like, I haven't had that in a long time. And Call of Duty hasn't given me that in a long time. So Battlefield and like their level up and progression system, I feel like we'll see how it goes. Again, this is early, but so far it's not a real complaint to me, and I'm fine with it. And I think that's why Call of Duty, like, it's just, I think Call of Duty needs a break, or they need to go into a longer dev cycle so they can actually put something good out, because I don't think it has been good or where it could be, and very mental, I can't even talk anymore. Very many years. There is one complaint I do have though. Call of Duty's menus are so simple and easy to understand, and like where you find your camos and stuff like that. And I know I just said progression system and grind and all that, but COD is so simple and like it breaks it down, easy, stupid, gotcha. Battlefield is a little bit more confusing. Their menus are a little bit harder to navigate and to understand, and being new coming in, it's just not as user-friendly as I would like it to be. So that is one main gripe that I have, is their settings and like understanding or having like an easier use of access for like, how do you unlock this, or how do I get this attachment on my gun or camo, or unlock this operator, blah blah blah. I know it tells you, but just to get to where it's at and to track it, like it just kind of has extra layers on there, or it needs a shortcut of some sort for me to, I don't know. I think just be simpler for newer players and for people like me. I don't know, maybe that's just personal preference, and maybe I'm just being dumb on it, but I think their menus are a little bit more confusing. But that's really my one big complaint on Battlefield. But it feels great. Like, I had to mess with my sensitivity a little bit to get it down. It was really fast to me, but that's just because I have lost like all my reflexes. I'm just here for a good time. But overall, Battlefield has won me. Their maps, I think they're all pretty good. They're all different. I love how they use them for different game modes and different parts of the map. I'm very curious to see how their Battle Royale goes, and I know I just said that Warzone killed Call of Duty. I think Warzone killed a lot of SPS games. But I'm curious to see how the BR for Battlefield goes. I will be trying that out for sure. But Conquest, like, being my main focus, their maps have been a blast to play. Like, every match feels different on every map. And Call of Duty, I can't say the same for that. Every map on Call of Duty feels very similar to how people play, where they sit, what routes they run. And in this game, I feel like there are so many options you can do, especially with the classes and the vehicles and how many people are on the map and where you're spawning on your team. All of that makes a huge difference in your gameplay experience, and it makes everything so different. And I feel like that's a big part of why I'm not getting bored on this game, because I can hop into the same map over and over and over again and get a different outcome and experience and playstyle every time. The replay value of just like basic bare bones multiplayer is refreshing to have. And I haven't had that in a Call of Duty in a long time. Like, every time I try and play Call of Duty and I'm doing like the camo grind or trying to do this with the new gun, I'm just getting stomped on, and then I have to pull out that meta AR or meta sub to even try and go even. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to buy BO7 at launch. I will probably play it at some point, and I will probably play zombies first. We will see. However, I find myself, I don't know, I'm all in on Battlefield 6. I almost said Battlefield 7, though they're very similar, and it keeps on trying to trip my tongue up. But I'm all in, and I don't know. And then going back before I finish off here, the community support for Battlefield is unreal. If Call of Duty did something with like the creativity aspect and like the server options that Battlefield has, I think that would be huge, and that would be so cool to see if people could make. I know there's like custom maps on PC, and people can mod and do this and that, and custom zombies on PC for Call of Duty. If they were able to do that on console, like Battlefield has done, where people can go create stuff and upload stuff, and people on console could play and host or whatever. Like on TikTok, we were seeing shipment and Rust within the first week on Battlefield. I know it's Call of Duty map, but this is Call of Duty related video. That is so cool to see the community go ahead and build. Like if Call of Duty had that, I think that would be a huge win for them. And I think they need to, one, start listening to their community more, and start implementing some stuff that is winning in other franchises, and take a year off, actually listen, take notes, and give players what they want, give back, and stop being so money hungry. And I think that's what it comes down to. But Call of Duty is such a juggernaut. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to change. But I think Battlefield is doing a lot of things right. I've heard a lot of people say that it feels like it did back in the day. I had a buddy who's played Battlefield religiously, and he says it feels like 3 and 4, and those were the golden days. So hopefully we're in one right now. Battlefield has won me over. I am here for it. I think I'm going to stick around this and hold off on COD this year. Maybe get it on sale down the road or something along those lines, but like I have no desire. And Battlefield, its gameplay has been amazing. It's been smooth. It's been a great time. It's been very refreshing. The maps have been fun. They look great. The color's great. It just fits so well. And I mean, everything other than like the menu and like customization options, like Battlefield's got it. And I'm curious to see like what Battlefield store looks like, or even I don't even know if they have one, to be completely honest. But I would like to see there be an option for some more customization in there, but not overdo it like Call of Duty and have a bunch of like Nicki Minaj's and like pink bunnies and shit like that coming at you around the corner. And I don't think Battlefield would ever do that, but I mean, I think if Call of Duty's gonna do it, they should just go all in and do like every cartoon, just have freaking SpongeBob flying around the map trying to shoot people, and you know what I mean. But for Battlefield, no. I'm curious to see where it goes. I'm curious to see how Season 1 goes and how the updates continue and consist. And as a new player coming into this franchise for like the first real time after, you know, getting my toes wet in the water a little bit, I'm here for it. You got one of us. It's been fun so far. But anyways, guys, if you guys want like more in-depth, I know this has been a longer video, more in-depth thoughts or like different discussions, or just like the old-fashioned like commentaries, that's like what I grew up watching on YouTube, let me know, see how this video does. I'm trying to get back into YouTube and upload a little bit more consistently now, trying my best here with Battlefield 6. That's what we're going to be focusing on. But until then, guys, I will see you guys later. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.